Hey, Brandon here with Texas Plinking. You probably thought you were watching a video comparing the ACR to the PSA JAKL. You silly goose, you're getting way more than that. Check this out. A standard AR-15, what we know and love. Well, I say standard, this is a really nice one I haven't shown off yet. So this is a Watchtower TYPE 15. We'll get into it a little bit in a second here, and we'll shoot all of these quite a bit as well. Because, surprise, this is a RRD episode 3, Random Range Day. And they are in fact random. But we're gonna start off with a comparison. Direct impingement guns, like an AR-15, operate with the traditional gas tube. Gas flies back here, bolt carrier group flies back, and the buffer spring gets compressed in here, and so you cannot fold the stock. Or if you can, it's just for storage. You can't shoot an AR-15 with the stock folded. And so that is, in layman terms, a direct impingement gun. Piston-driven guns, there's a few of them, are things like a Bushmaster ACR. In fact, a lot of people have been calling the PSA JAKL the ACR we have at home, because these aren't so much available anymore unless you just pay a dumb amount of money, but they're not being manufactured. But the magic of this, it is a piston-driven gun. It doesn't need a buffer tube. You can shoot it like this, and they just run cleaner and cooler more often than not. So yeah, piston-driven guns are really nice. You have a quick, accessibility here for suppressed, unsuppressed. Usually they have multiple gas system settings as well. I like piston-driven guns. More expensive typically, maybe a little bit heavier as well. So there's pros and cons certainly, but piston-driven guns are cool. A lot of people have also called the PSA JAKL the SCAR 16 at home, so we have a SCAR 16. In fact, I've showed this one before. This time around, I'm showing it off with a 10-inch barrel because it is now an SBR. Don't worry, we're kosher with the law. My dog Tucker is totally safe from the Alphabet Boys. But yeah, so this is a registered SBR. I did a Form 1 on it. It took maybe about a month or so not bad. I went through silencer shop for that one. And so, Random Range Day episode 3, I thought I'd kind of bring some old, but with a little new to it. So another piston-driven gun. These are still in production, but they're like $3,200 or so. I forgot the MSRP is. They're always hard to get for MSRP. I think $3,200 or so will get you a SCAR 16 nowadays. Expensive, yes, but still really cool. And so all the reasons to respect Palmetto State for bringing the JAKL around for, I believe it's about $1,100. ACRs were developed by Magpul. It was called the Masada initially. And I'll make the history lesson pretty short. Bushmaster took over and some bean counters got involved and kind of killed the dreams of the ACR. The dream was that it was going to be this really, really modular, adaptable gun with so many different caliber options. And we never really got them. And whatever we did get was way more expensive than the people hoped for. And so was the rifle. So that's a little unfortunate. But hey, that's a piece of history. We still have it here. And hopefully they'll kick off the ACR again. They said they would back in 2022. We're waiting. All right, on with it though. The barrel gets taken apart more like a machine gun with this ratchet system that clamps down off to the side. Old barrel goes out, new barrel could go in. You could swap out the bolt head and stuff like that. That being said, it was its entire design that was fresh. I think the firing pin and maybe a couple springs got shared with that of a AR-15 or M4, M16. Whereas, if we go to the JAKL, it almost looks like a similar story. However, if you look close enough here, the lower receiver is that of an AR-15. So this JAKL story really is the magic of the upper, which is pretty cool. To make the JAKL work with the AR-15 lower, put a different end plate on it because you don't need a buffer tube, and I think a mag catch, maybe one more component, but otherwise it's an AR-15 lower. So modular in that sense. Two different calibers at the moment, 5.56 and 300 blackout. Not a quick swap barrel as well. So that's the difference with an ACR and this as well, among a few. But you're not going to be swapping barrels quickly with this thing. But then again, I have two ACRs and I've never swapped the barrels on them. Well, for one, that'd be illegal because one's an SBR. That's besides the point. Yeah, I usually tend to keep my multi-cal guns one caliber, but then again, I'm a weird case scenario for that. So manual of arms, need I say more? It's an AR-15, but with a side charger. So there's that. Different gas system settings right here. Very nice, as expected with the piston gun. And the ACR, same thing, but just S and U. S for suppressed, U for unsuppressed. There's that. Manual of arms, it's ambi. We've got a mag release here. The lower is a lot different because, again, it's not AR-15 lower. You can't swap out the pistol grip. It's all one piece. You can lock the bolt. Let's say there's no empty mag. You can lock the bolt by pushing up on this. This is also a release. Very cool and actually very intuitive. Side charging again, also non-reciprocating on both of the rifles. And like I said, pretty much the lower is that of an AR-15. It's not ambi, but it can be if you wanted to. Put a ambi AR-15 selector and you got an ambi now. You can swap out your pistol grips unlike the ACR, because again, AR-15. So I think that's kind of self-explanatory. That's the quick rundown, the differences. And of course, the other one being the first ACR I ever bought back in 2017. Luckily, I was able to buy it new. I think I paid between $1,600 and $1,700 at the time. Thankfully, it's gone up a little bit since then, but that wasn't my intent. But they're not in production, like I said, whereas these are. And today, they're in stock with different colors available, different barrel lengths, different pin and weld options for muzzle devices. So pretty cool on PSA. Although there's a lot of different guns to get to, because this is a random range day episode, it's definitely mostly led with the comparison between these two guns. I could get more into it and bring the SCAR 16 some more, and don't worry, we will talk about it and shoot every single gun in this video. But those are the two main ones I want to talk about. So I'm excited about this, because when I shoot this individually and I shoot the ACR individually suppressed on the right settings, I'm convinced they're the softest 5.56 rifles I have. So let's go back and forth and that'll really show it. Yeah, again, each time I shoot this, I feel like it will not cycle. That is just so ridiculously soft. That's a sweetheart to shoot. ACR on the suppressed mode. Suppressed. Wow, okay, there is one that is softer, surprisingly enough. If you can't tell already, I'll tell you. Wow. Yeah, I used to think this was the softest 5.56 rifle I have. That JAKL is quite a bit softer than this, which is impressive, because this is a little heavier. Wow, that's really cool. At any price point, but at the moment, current market value, it's like a third of the ACR. It's a third of the SCAR at its MSRP. So I'm impressed, that's pretty cool. Okay, that being said, we'll just start shooting some guns some more. Before we do that, let me tell you about a couple things I threw on this. OSS, that's a HX556 Ti titanium suppressor. Got some Magpul Pro sights on the side on a cant. Magpul vertical grip, and then mostly I want to talk about this optic. This is the Archon Optic EP8. It's a first focal plane, 1:8 LPVO, and I'm thoroughly impressed. This with the JAKL is a perfect pairing because they punch way above their weight in their pricing, rifle and optic. MSRP, I think they're like 5 something. Code Texas Plinking makes it to where it's, I forgot. Honestly, I'll throw a price here to correct myself. But yeah, Code Texas Plinking makes the EP8 insanely affordable. So that's a really cool pairing. The JAKL with that optic is money. It's a 0 MOA cantilever mount, which is perfect for what that's trying to do. That's a cohesive package, not a lot of money into it. I recommend a JAKL, what can I say? I'm still an ACR fanboy. Okay, let's go ahead, we'll circle back to these. Let's go ahead and shoot a traditional AR-15 as a palette cleanser. In the world of AR-15s, this one's a very nice one. This one is a Watchtower Type 15. Watchtower, previously known as F1 Firearms. Very reputable. They make it all in Texas. You know I love that. That is Spring, Texas, actually. It looks good, feels good. They make a lot of their own components, which is, unfortunately, a rarity in the AR-15 world. For example, really cool ambi charging handle. Very distinctive design. Pull it back, it actually says F1 Firearms on there, so that is theirs. And that reveals the BCG bolt carrier group is like this black chrome look. It's a PVC coated bolt carrier group. It looks great, but it makes it stay cleaner, easier to clean. And apparently it just runs super reliably. It also came with a PVC coated muzzle brake, but I did replace it because I want to run suppressed with my OSS suppressor. Otherwise, it is a streamlined, mean looking AR-15. I think it's going to shoot really well. Haven't shot it yet. Let's go ahead and, like I said, little pallet cleanser on a direct impingement gun. It's a good one, so let's go ahead and do it. That sits nice and flat considering I replaced the muzzle brake it came with. Oh, it feels really nice. Brass casings, still flying nicely. Not over gassy, a lot of it's in that suppressor as well. That felt very nice. That's the cool thing about these DI guns, 5.56 with a good suppressor, when they're made well. Not a whole lot of things to mess with. They'll just kind of run suppressed and unsuppressed more often than not. So, yeah, okay, as far as AR-15s go, this is a nice one. Let's go back to the piston world and do a SCAR 16S SBR. That sounds like money. Probably because it's expensive, but still, that sounds good. Ooh, it just sounds like metal chinging. That sounds cool. It is soft. It's not quite as soft as the ACR, which means it's definitely not as soft as the JAKL. So very impressed so far. But cool style points. Hell yeah, brother. Look at that. Yeah, SBR scars, baby. That is cool. We'll take a quick break on the comparison between the piston-driven 5.56 rifles, and we'll continue on with the random range day. It's a LWRC SMG 45 I bought used, and I've only shot it a few times, and it's fun. 45 ACP, got a rugged obsidian 45 on there. Doesn't seem to be inaccurate. Some people told me it might be. That's nice. That's nice. I wouldn't pay the full retail on it. I think I bought it used for quite a bit less because I got lucky like that. If you can swing one and justify it, you'll have a cool gun. But I don't blame you if you don't. All right, so this one's pretty cool. I'll start by talking about the Beretta 92X Performance, that one $1,600 or $1,700 competition-derived pistol. I like that Beretta's been taking a lot of keys from that and making a more serviceable dual kind of pistol. I recently made a video with the 92XI SAO for single action only. This is that same gun, but with a threaded barrel, so we're going to take advantage of that. But in short, it has got a frame-mounted safety rather than slide-mounted as 92s before had. And it's a double-stack 9mm, hammer fire, single action only, metal frame, without it being a 2011 or 1911. So it's a really cool alternative. And it's not a new platform. It's still a Beretta 92-ish variant. This has just got all the modern goodness. We could put a light on it, put a red dot on it, suppressor height sights with a suppressor. That feels really nice. All right, shooting a little low. There we go. If you're bored of the monotony of striker fires, that is quite a nice change up. Again, it's a Beretta 92 SAO with a threaded barrel. I like that. And for no other reason than it's just been a while. My SBR, my first ever SBR, the P90, PS90, because it's semi-auto, laws. Really cool system here. You see how the mags are loaded horizontally and then they spin to be chambered correctly. And the mag goes over the top here. It's a bullpup. The barrel starts here actually, so it's like a 10.5 inch barrel, but it looks like it's got no barrel. Pretty cool. Very weird, very different, just like me, and that's why I like it. Ah, there's a safety. No lockback. If you want to check that it's clear, it's a weirdo. Take that out, and then you look down the chamber here, and it is in fact clear. I know this video is mostly oriented around the JAKL versus ACR, and then we went on a little field trip there. Hope everyone's okay with that. But if we're just talking about shooting experience, I'm trying to convey that as best I can because you guys aren't here. It's a very impressive gun. When I shot it on its own, I already knew that, but going back and forth with these guns that cost significantly more, very impressed. If you're considering getting a JAKL, it seems like it's a kept secret. It seems like there's a catch. Not finding it. They're pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and dump a few more rounds here, and I'll tell you what, I'll let my dad just run through all the guns and we'll see what he thinks. That ejection pattern is perfect. They all collected right by my dad's feet. So that's just freaking great, man. If I had no idea, I would have assumed this thing's a $3,000 gun. All right, fair warning, my dad doesn't shoot as much as I'd like him to, but that's okay. He can still develop opinions. I'm going to start him off with the Type 15 from Watchtower.
I like it.
All right, Scar 16S SBR unsuppressed.
Ah, nice.
All right, SBR ACR suppressed.
Oh, smooth.
And so far, I think my personal favorite, the JAKL suppressed. Go ahead and try that out.
Ooh, that's really smooth.
All right, Beretta 92 SAO suppressed. One more.
I say with a kill shot.
All right, P90.
I just have to say, this is the ugliest gun I've ever seen in my life.
He doesn't mean it.
It shoots nice. It's just ugly. I feel like a stormtrooper.
All right, rounding off with the LWRC SMG 45.
Smooth.
I just want everyone to go ahead and leave a comment down thanking my dad for his expert opinion on the matter. So we'll just roll on.
You're welcome.
I know, it's a random video. It's the Random Range Day, episode 3. Sometimes there's a few more guns, sometimes there's less. Whatever. But yeah, it mostly was situated around the comparison between a economic JAKL from PSA and the ACR, because everyone calls it the ACR at home. So went ahead and talked about it a little bit. Thoroughly impressed. I thought the recoil impulse and everything would feel similar, and it does, but the JAKL I like quite a bit more, I'm not gonna lie. Both of them are worth having for collector's sake, shooting enthusiasm, all that, but for recreational range day, yeah, that JAKL's cool. So that being said, I'll end it off with a good old DI gun, because I'm not even saying piston-driven guns are better than DI, because AR-15s are here to stay, and they're awesome. Like I said, this one's a good one. Also, quick thanks to Watchtower Firearms for sending this to me, so I could get some feelers on it, and this is my first day out with it, so you guys will see it some more on Instagram as well. So check me out over there. Let's go ahead and mag dump it with the suppressor, but yeah, that's about it. That sits nice and flat, man. That's a nice AR. Yeah, I didn't get gassed out at all with that little rate of fire there. What a nice AR. Yeah, okay, I like it. I do like it. Well, guys, the only thing I want to do now, I'm wondering if I could spit my gum up in the air and catch it. Hold on. I missed that. Shit, I thought I was going to be able to get it. All right. Well, that didn't go to plan. Guys, that does it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys next time. Damn, I launched that thing far.